What's up, everybody? It's your boy Hawk, and welcome back to another episode of Hawk's Hoops. And in today's episode, I just want to start off. Free Bradley Beal. Oh my gosh. Bradley Beal is going through it. First off, he's playing amazing basketball. Let's just get that out the way first and foremost. He scored 50 points in back-to-back games. Career high, I think, of 55. And he lost both games. Now, granted, the second game was against the Bucks. We knew they was losing. He could have dropped 100. They was going to lose that game. We knew this going into it. But he scored 53 or 55 against the Bulls, and they still lost the game. The Wizards are trash. Now, granted, going into the season, I didn't expect the Wizards to make the playoffs regardless. I thought that they just didn't have enough to make the playoffs, especially with John Wall out. Now they're sitting at the 9th seed. The Nets are the 8th seed. Kyrie just got rolled out for the rest of the season. Do I think the Nets can maybe slide down and the Wizards slide in if, Bradley Beal keeps playing this out-of-a-mind basketball that he's been playing lately? No. And the main reason I say no, because I'm looking at the Wizards schedule right here, and it's not like they have a really easy schedule. They still got to play the Heat. They got to play the Celtics. They got to play the Thunder, the Sixers. They play the Nets. They got to play the Bucks again. They play the Bucks actually twice, though, before the season is over. They play the Sixers another time. They play the Pelicans a couple times. They play the Rockets, the Raptors. They have a lot of tough games in here, and I don't see them into the season well at all. They have they have an easy game against maybe like the Warriors. They did beat the Warriors Sunday night. The Kings they have coming up, the Hawks. But they have a lot of tough games left on their roster. So although Bradley Beal is playing very well, I don't see them sliding in to grab that 8th spot, unfortunately. So apparently James Harden thinks that Giannis Antetokounmpo has no skill and is not a skilled player. James Harden recently did an interview with, I want to say Ramona Shelburne or Rachel Nichols. I think he did it with Rachel Nichols. He basically threw a shot at Giannis, essentially saying it takes no skill to be 7 foot and dunk all the time. That he had to actually learn how to play basketball. That he, being Harden, had to learn how to play basketball, had to learn how to use skill and things like that. I don't really get what Harden gets out of saying something like this. For one, Harden, a lot of fans and media fans, I don't think necessarily so much as other players, at least publicly, but my Twitter feed is full of Harden slander because all people think you do is flop, travel, and just chuck threes all game. Like, a lot of people think your game doesn't have any skills, so for you to say that about Giannis, who is kind of a beloved player in terms of NBA fan base, like he doesn't really have any haters, he doesn't have enemies, I feel like, in terms of NBA fans, because a lot of people love his work ethic, how he kind of got it out the mud, came from nothing and turned himself into an MVP caliber player. And you're talking about someone who could potentially get unanimous MVP this year. And to call him unskilled or to say that what he does doesn't take any skill is just not to be Stephen A. Smith, but asinine to me. All that being said, on a positive note for the Rockets, this small ball is working great for them. They're currently on a 6-game winning streak. Harden and Russ have been playing well together. They got in their groove at just the right time of the season. Right after All-Star break, leading into the playoffs, the two of them are scoring well together and efficiently. There was a part of the season where Harden wasn't scoring and Russell was, and then Russ wasn't scored and Harden was, but now they're both figuring it out. They're playing good enough defense, even though everybody on the team is underneath 6'7". Robert Covington is being huge for that team defensively. PJ Tucker's doing his job. They got I won't say they got a great team, but they got a really fun to watch team. Just because everyone is fast, can switch. They seem better on defense now than they did when they had Clint Capella, because like I said in a previous video, they're all attentive on defense now because they know there's so much switching. They know they have to help if one of the, a guard gets stuck guarding, a center on another team. Since James Harden talked about Giannis, I want to talk about him too. And I said it before, but I want to dive into it a little deeper. I truly think Giannis could be a unanimous MVP this season. And the reason why is this. This season, Giannis is averaging 29.9 points, basically 30 points. 1 block, a steal, 5.8 assists, 13.8, basically 14 rebounds, shooting 55% from the field goal range and 31% from 3, and he's doing all of that in 30 minutes a game. He has his team on pace to win 70 games, and he's only playing 30 minutes a game. And the reason I say he should be unanimous MVP this season, because I guarantee you, if LeBron James was putting up those same numbers in that same time span and had his team on pace to win 70 games, there would be no discussion if he should be unanimous MVP or not. So keep that same energy with Giannis and make Giannis unanimous MVP this season. And last, before I close out, I just wanted to say how funny it is how we make all these predictions in the summer, including myself. I got videos, maybe just one video for this season, but I've done videos in the past where I, make my predictions going into the season. And one of the things that a lot of people predicted for this season is that the East was wide open. We thought we had about 5 contenders in the East. We had the Bucks, we had the Raptors, we had the Celtics, the Heat, and the Sixers were pretty much what people were. Some were more solid contenders than others, but a lot of people were saying those 5 teams had a legitimate chance to maybe pop up in the Eastern Conference Finals at least. But as the season has progressed, honestly, it's really just the Bucks. And not to keep riding the Giannis bandwagon, but I truly think it's really just the Bucks with an option to get out of the East this year. Only other 2 teams I would even throw an honorable mention to would be the Celtics and the Raptors. I'm not paying attention to the Heat. I'm not paying attention to the Sixers for sure. And that's no disrespect to the Heat. It's just I think those other 3 teams, especially the Bucks, are just that far ahead of them. But if you disagree and think some other team has a chance of beating the Bucks to head into the finals this year, let me know down in the comments below. Thanks so much for watching. I'll catch you in the next one. I'm out. Peace. Hold on. Let me just pull up Bradley Beal's stats. You feel me? NBA app. I wonder if it'll actually... Nope, I'm not trying to mess my lighting up. When did Bradley score that? But if you disagree and you think another team can... But if you disagree and think some other team